Hey guys, let's talk about what happens when you get outside and how it can really help your body to heal naturally, right? There are 5 specific things that I want to just hit on because I want to make this simple. It is simple. It's nature, right? And it should be simple. So let's talk about what you get from being outside. I mean, we're always indoors, and this is a lot of our society now. We're set up that way. We're always, in the office, at a desk, in front of a computer. This is just sort of how it's set up now, that society is so connected and reliant on the internet. And it's not a bad thing, but it is important that you are very intentional about getting outside a little bit more. So I'm hoping that this will motivate you a little bit more when you know how good it is for you and your health. So let's talk about the first thing that I want to really focus on, and that's the sunlight. Sunlight is amazingly healing. The vitamin D that your body can soak in through the skin from the sun works very different than the vitamin D that you take in pill form. The body doesn't always digest that or process it right. When you take a pill, first of all, it probably has some filters and fillers and all sorts of other things in it that you don't need, but it has to go through the entire digestive system, and your body has to try and use it in that form. It's not very efficient. The better way to get it is literally out in the sun. And I know you've heard, the sun rays can be so damaging, but not as damaging as some of the pills that we take and all those strange extra fillers they put in them. The sun rays are way better for you than the sunscreen you put on to block it. There's whole theories you can go on and learn about how you can literally sun callus your skin so that your body doesn't burn, and you literally take in more of that vitamin D, which is amazing. It's a whole theory. So what exactly is vitamin D going to do for you from the sun as it absorbs through your skin naturally? Well, you're going to have better sleep. Obviously, we know it's going to boost your immune system because that's what vitamin D does. Also, it's going to help your bone strength and build up bones. And that is literally from sitting in natural sunlight. The other thing that sun does is the color rays you get from the sun is read very different on your body than, say, the blue lights from a computer. We've heard about how damaging blue light can be for the body, right? And I'm not going to go deep into quantum biology. You can look it up. It's a whole science. But the red rays that you get from the sun are very healing. So healing, in fact, that there are numerous and countless amounts of companies that now try to harness that red light therapy in the body because it's so healing. So just get out and allow yourself some sunlight. So that's the first thing, is sunlight. The second one I want to hit on is wind. Wind is very healing. Wind purifies the air, so we need it because it gets rid of pollutants, is very, very important. But also, wind can drive really good positive ions and negative ions that you need. It mixes it up. So if you live near the ocean, you're getting the ions from the ocean, and that's amazingly healing. If you don't, you're still getting all the things that you need for cleansing. And there's been a lot of different scientific reports out there that show how wind alone impacts mental health, and it improves your mood. It can feel cleansing literally on the body. And this is something that all cultures from long ago used to know about wind and how healing it can be. We know sometimes when we're going through a rough time and you really need to sort of change the channel in your mind, stand outside in the wind for just a few minutes and watch how your mental health will start to change and the stories going on in your mind start to clear a little. It's amazingly helpful. So the third thing that I think you can really gain from outside, and we're just talking about the top 5 here, is the sound of nature. And I'm actually going to hone in on the sound of birds specifically, but let's go with all nature in general. Sounds of nature can really, really help be relaxing and stress reducing. But they have done amazing scientific reports on the fact that the sounds of birds specific bird songs can actually help with mental cognition. It helps with everything to function better in the brain. It gives it a boost. Well, we could all use a little boost of that, right? Why not? And yes, of course, it reduces stress. It also, the sound of birds specifically, will actually help reduce anxiety and paranoia. Isn't that amazing? I think it's because it's very, very grounding to hear that. And it's funny to say that the sound of a bird in the air is grounding, but it is because it brings you very present. And that is so helpful when you want to change things in your mental health. So sounds of nature are very, very helpful. Of course, there are other sounds like the sound of the ocean and the water. Amazingly helpful, just hearing it, right? Just hearing that is so relaxing. Hearing dolphins. Have you guys ever heard the sound of dolphins playing? Oh my God, it's beautiful, right? So I'm going to kind of tie in another one from there in just a few minutes. But let's move on to number 4, which are trees. Oh, trees are so healing. Probably one of my favorite parts of nature, I think, are the trees. Now, we know that trees purify the air. We know that. Thankfully, we need it. It gives us more oxygen. But did you know it also improves your immune system? Getting extra oxygen improves your immune system. It improves blood flow and circulation. Extra oxygen coming through and in your breath. And of course, it's going to reduce stress. Trees are also very grounding and bring you to present times. It's very, very helpful when you're feeling a little scattered and out here. Trees will literally root you down into something more present. And it's very, very helpful. So number 5 I'm going to have to go with is earthing. And I know a lot of you have heard about earthing. Earthing is the practice of taking off your shoes and putting your feet directly on the ground. Feeling the soil, the grass directly is amazing. So the natural electrical energy that comes from the earth, the electrical magnetism, can run right through your entire body when you have your shoes off. You feel the entire flow of that energy, electrical energy, from the earth. Again, it does ground you, probably more than any of the others. It's an amazing way to help you feel less scattered, more present. Earthing is amazing. It also has been linked to reducing inflammation in the body. And that's because of the electromagnetism that happens. We've heard of different devices you can purchase, right? That uses electromagnetation in the body to reduce inflammation. Well, this is another way to do it naturally. You don't need to go buy anything for that. Just simply take your shoes off and put your feet in the ground, in the soil. But it also will increase blood flow, which is great. Now, I said we're doing 5. I'm going to kind of slip a 6th one in there, and that's water. You can't always get it. But if you can get out in the rain, or even in the water from nature, like a lake, a pond, the ocean, that is very cleansing and healing. So water just from the rain alone can really wake you up. It wakes up the cells in the body and helps you to feel not just the hydration that we get from water in general, but again, cleansing and purifying in its own way, in a different way. Because water then soaks in through the skin, which is our largest organ in the body, right? And it begins to hydrate and heal, and the cells begin to drink in all the water you're putting in it. So when you get water from the sky or pond or lake, this is fresh water, and the body takes a certain type of healing and cleansing going that direction. When you get it from the ocean that is salt, then you're getting a different type of purification, and it detoxifies the body immediately. The ocean is amazing because of that salt water for healing wounds, detoxifying toxins in the body. So it's amazing. So these are simple ways that you can literally get some healing by just going outside that don't cost you a thing. So get outside and heal.